We know that there's a significant volume of trade globally, but however, if you look at the statistics, the African continent, although making up a large proportion of the countries of the world, we trade usually 2% within all this. It shows that we're significantly underrepresented. And we know there are challenges to our trading. As I've mentioned, there are challenges on our infrastructure. How do we actually move goods that we produce from point A to point B? There are actually challenges in production. We know there are energy challenges. I know in all our countries, there's a lack of energy sufficiency. And there's also as well the human capacity, the skills that have to be developed. So it takes a whole comprehensive approach to increase trade. We'll have to look at all the sectors, from education, from infrastructure, and even the political will to be behind to put the resources in the right areas. But as we've said, it's not as if we're not doing anything. Our government, both national as well as the regional institutions such as ECOWAS, as well as the African Union, have embarked on a series of programs to try and promote, in particular, trade amongst ourselves, right. Which is the most important aspect, not just to trade with others, but how can we, between ourselves, also increase our trade. If we look at ECOWAS, for example, intra-regional trade is usually between 12 and 15%. That is relatively low, whereby we know in Europe, European Union is usually 70%, in Asia is over 60%. So we need to really do more to trade not only amongst with others in the global trading system, but also amongst ourselves. If we use ECOWAS as an example, and at the apex of ECOWAS are heads of states. So we as a commission act almost as a secretariat for our member states. Each member state has institutional structures. So in Ghana, you have Honorable Alan Shomate, the Honorable Minister for Trade and Industry. In other countries, you also have the Ministers of Trade and Industry. You have ministers responsible for infrastructure, you have ministers responsible for other sectors. So what we do is we support ministries in key areas to build the capacity. We have regular capacity building workshops, for example, for trade experts, to build their capacity to negotiate trade agreements, because of these agreements that determine how we trade with each other. So we hold capacity building workshops for trade experts. We also hold study tours, ways of sharing experience, and we'll use larger countries who are doing better to also share their experiences with the countries that are building up their capacity. So it's a joint effort whereby each member state plays its role, and ECOWAS coordinates and supports this process.
You said the trade activities in the region is very low. So is there challenges that are causing that?
So one of the largest challenges perhaps is as tariffs and duties go down, and in fact, any product that is made in West Africa should actually be able to transit freely within West Africa without customs or duties, and that's why we're a free trade area. But we also find there are blockages to the movement of goods. You'll find a number of obstacles, a number of barriers as you go from one country to another. So we need to work with our border agencies to make sure that they can process products that move across borders as quickly as possible. But we're also bearing in mind there are security challenges. So they still need to do their work, but how can we assist them to do the work in the best and most efficient manner whilst maintaining security? So all these are aspects you'll hear during this 5-day training workshop, and I really hope you'll engage, ask questions, really ask questions, because we want you to be the voice, the mouth of what we do as a regional organization, so we'll be counting on you for that.